Okay, so I want you to picture this. Thousands of developers scrambling to get noticed, resumes piled up in virtual stacks of hundreds, and all waiting for one callback. Does that sound familiar? If you're on this boat, let me ask you, what if instead of waiting for a job, you actually created one? This idea changed my life, and today I want to share with you how it can change yours too. So a few years ago, I was in a spot where I felt pretty stuck, right? Jobs felt like my only option. I'll wake up, I would scroll through job boards, I'll send in my applications, I'll tweak my resume, and then days turned into weeks and it felt like shouting into the void. But then it hit me, right? Why was I playing someone else's game, following rules that I didn't even believe in? That's when I started breaking things down from a first principles perspective. If a job is just a way to trade skills for money, why couldn't I trade those skills directly on my terms? And that was the shift that made all the difference for me. So here's the thing, we're taught to think that job security means working for someone else. But is it really secure? Because one layoff and suddenly everything is gone. That's a single point of failure, and honestly, no good system runs on that. As a technical person, you would not code a system or an app that way. So why are you living life that way? When I started looking at things this way, I started to realize that the default path wasn't built for people like me. It's built for the system. And if you're watching this, chances are you're feeling like that too. Now let's get real. There's a lady out there who probably makes millions of dollars showing off products for 3 seconds. There's a 12-year-old out there unboxing toys and bringing in millions every month. These are extreme examples, but they are proof of one thing. The rules now have changed. The internet, technology, all these things has made it easier than ever to monetize unique skills or even quirks. For me, the aha moment was honestly when I started noticing other people or other developers, people just like me, right, started going out to build tools, to build courses, to build communities that not only paid the bills, but gave them freedom. Freedom to choose their own projects, freedom to set their own hours, and most importantly, freedom to build their own path and work with the people that they want to work with. Here's where the first principles thinking come in again for me. Since you already have the skills that people value and you know how to solve problems, that's literally what coding is, and that's what you're being paid for your job right now. So why limit yourself to solving problems for just one company? I remember asking myself, what else can I do? Could I teach? Could I build apps? Could I create content? And the answer here was always yes. And once I stopped focusing on what I didn't have, for example, a fancy degree or tons of experience, and started focusing only on what I could uniquely offer to the market, doors started opening. Okay, so with all this in mind, where do you actually start? So I would always say to start very small. Honestly, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. The first few projects that I had were all small projects that were scrambled together over a weekend. I built a simple app that solved a specific problem that I had. It wasn't perfect, but people found it useful. And that's honestly what mattered. The key here is to take action. Build something, even if it's scrappy, even if it's not polished, it's not perfect, it's good, right? Teach something, even if it's basic. Share your journey, even if it's messy. That's what I think. The next step that I think is underrated would be to build an audience, because building an audience is like planting a tree. You definitely will not see results overnight, but in a year, in 2 years, in 10 years, you may have something amazing. When I started creating content, I treated it like a hobby. Like even right now, I'm still treating it like a hobby, which I think is a big mistake, right? So once I approached it like a business with, for example, consistent uploads, engaging titles, adding real value, things started to change. And one video actually got me a new client. And it wasn't just luck, it was consistency. It was just me putting in the work every single day, and I landed like a client paying us 50K USD from our YouTube video. So it's like, yeah, even though I don't have like 100,000 followers or something like that, but for the right people who matter and they watch this, and maybe something that I said in the video struck a chord with them and they liked it, boom, there we go. I don't need to go out there and chase them anymore. In fact, they saw my video and they came to me, which made the conversation so much easier. That's where the magic happens. I guess if we fast forward to how life is today, the best part about creating your own job today is that it's never been cheaper or easier. You can film a YouTube video with your phone, which is what I'm doing right now, right? You could build a website for free. You could promote your work on social media for $0. The only real investment is time. And if you're in between jobs, guess what? You've got all the time in the world to go out there and explore and improve yourself, put yourself out there. That's what's going to make you go to the next level. And honestly, even if you're not ready to go all in, why not start something small on the side? A side hustle can be a good safety net. It's like having multiple revenue streams in a business, and if one dries up, the other keeps you afloat. And this mindset honestly changed everything for me. Look, this is not about ditching jobs. It's about realizing that you have options, and do not get depressed over not having a job, and do not rush into a job that you think will make you unhappy, right? You are the solution to your own problem, and whether it's creating content or building products or creating a course or teaching people skills, the tools are there, the opportunities are there. When there's a problem, you can always find a way to fill in that gap. Right now, there are so many people struggling with whatever they're going through in life. Try and be the solution to their problems. So let me ask you again, if you can't find a job, why not create one? And I hope this video has given you some answers to this direction. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.